rain right now, and I want to go ahead and let you know that we will need to, if we need to, implement our inclement weather policy, we will let you know. I'm going to come back on here just before the ceremony kicks off. But the one thing that we want to keep in mind is lightning. And if we have lightning in the area that is close enough, we will have to have you guys exit the field, okay, and go back to the same exits that you came through. And we would have to reschedule the ceremony in its entirety. Again, that decision will be made closer to the start of the ceremony. We are monitoring the weather by the minute, and I will come back and let you know if we have to implement the inclement weather. Thank you, guys. Give me a second. Yeah, yeah. Test, test. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Luna, the principal here at the San Jacinto Leadership Academy. Before we begin our ceremony, we have about 5 minutes before we begin our ceremony. I want to make a brief announcement. Obviously, the weather is something that we are continuing to monitor. So just so that everybody is clear, we will continue to monitor on the minute, and if we have to implement an inclement weather procedure, that means light rain, we are going to push through, but lightning, we will have to pause the ceremony and exit, and we would probably have to reschedule the ceremony in its entirety. But we are extremely confident that we are going to be able to celebrate the class of 2025 and make it through. Yeah, let's give it up for that. We will be back in about 5 minutes to officially start the ceremony. Test, test. Good evening, Lion family. My name is Mr. Luna, principal of the Leadership Academy. Before I turn it over for the start of our 2025 commencement, I want to make one just brief announcement. Luckily, we have a break in the weather, and I see you all have your umbrellas, and I understand. But what happens with umbrellas, the people behind you can't see. So what I'm going to ask is if you can go ahead and close those umbrellas. If you need to use the umbrella because of rain, I would ask that you stand to the side, and you can stand at any time and enjoy the ceremony. But for the opportunity for all of our families to be able to see our graduates, I ask you to close those umbrellas. Thank you. I'm going to turn over to Mr. Volmar, and we are excited to get started with our first ever graduation for the San Jacinto Leadership Academy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the San Jacinto Leadership Academy's high school commencement ceremony for the class of 2025. Please welcome our dignitaries at this time. From the San Jacinto Unified School District Board of Trustees, we have Board President Mrs. Sandra Peñalosa. Board Vice President, Ms. Nalaisha Burnett. Board Clerk, Ms. Jasmine Rubio. Board Member, Mr. William Fishburne. Board Member, Mr. Benjamin Uribe. Student Board Members, Brianna Pla and Claudia Zavala. We also have retired board members with us tonight, Mr. John Norman, Mrs. Debbie Rex, and Mrs. Trika Ojeda. From the San Jacinto Unified School District Cabinet, we have Superintendent Dr. David Pyle. We have Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Seth Herron. Assistant Superintendent of Personnel Services, Dr. Karen Kersinger. And Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services, Mr. John Roach. Representing the City of San Jacinto, we have Mayor Valerie Vandever. Council Member Crystal Ruiz, Council Member Phil Ayala, and Council Member Clarissa Sanchez. Representing Senator Sabrina Cervantes' office, we have Odanis Galarza Toledo. And now I would like to introduce our San Jacinto Leadership Academy administrative team. Please welcome Principal Mr. Michael Luna, Assistant Principal Miss Michelle Kleins. We would like to also welcome former SJLA Principal Dr. Vince Record, and former SJLA School Principal and current San Jacinto High School Principal, Lloyd Shepard. I would like to also introduce our keynote speakers for tonight. Former SJUSD Superintendent Dr. Sherry Fox, and the founding principal of the San Jacinto Leadership Academy, Colonel Bill Sick. Tonight, we are also proud to include our San Jacinto Leadership Academy certificated and classified staff. Will our SJLA staff please come forward? Thank you. Thank you, teachers and staff, for being here tonight. We would also like to send a special welcome to our family and friends who are watching and supporting from home. As one class leaves, other classes enter. The San Jacinto Leadership Academy would like to welcome our special guests from our 6th grade, representing the class of 2031. Please welcome cadets from our SJLA class of 2026, our junior arch bearers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome the senior class of 2025. I would like to please welcome to the stage Carolina Richards to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Post the colors.
Please enter our color guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as the color guard retires. Guests, graduates, you may now be seated.
The San Jacinto Leadership Academy began as a magnet school in 2011. From there, we began to evolve into what we are now, a 6th through 12 magnet school that houses some of the finest cadets in the Valley. And with that in mind, tonight we celebrate the very first graduating class here at the San Jacinto Leadership Academy. Tonight, you will hear from a few speakers who helped establish who the San Jacinto Leadership Academy is. And you will also hear from a few of the leaders that are graduating tonight. With that, please help me welcome our Associated Student Body President, Ms. Natalie Orozco.
Hi, everyone, and good afternoon. My name is Natalie Orozco, and I have the pleasure of being this year's ASB president. And for those of you who know me well, you know that I'm going to try really hard not to start crying. I've been a mess the whole week. But thank you all for being here today to watch and support us as we move on to the next chapter of our lives. I want to start off by telling you a little bit why I'm here today. While I joined ASB in my sophomore year, and that went great, so I decided to run for vice president in my junior year. I miraculously won, and that was the best time of my life. Being able to host rallies and guide my peers was something I knew I wanted to continue in my senior year. I brought my idea to Volmar about whether I should run for president, and Volmar, always being there to support me through it all, encouraged me to run, which has been the best decision to this day. I loved getting on stage every morning and being able to lead the school in reveille, seeing everyone's smiles and some eye rolls because it is 8 a.m., as well as going on executive trips, which always called for a coffee run, and being in charge of planning events, which had me going crazy sometimes. But lastly, getting to know everyone in ASB, which has been such a blessing. I've met some of my best friends in that class, some who feel like they are my own children, who I've looked after these last couple years. Leaving them and the rest of the team has me in shambles. ASB truly wouldn't be ASB without all the amazing people in it. Along with leaving ASB, I'm also leaving some pretty amazing teachers who have helped me and many others through this chapter of life. I would first like to thank Mr. Volmar for your constant support and for being like a second dad to me. Ms. Horn for always giving us tough love and being there for all of us through good and bad. Mr. Lohman for being my first coach and getting me to love cross country and what it means to be part of a team. Coach Creo for pushing me to be better in soccer and for showing me what it's like to have someone believe in you fully. Ms. Veyu for your warm smile and your reassuring handshakes as we enter the classroom. And Mr. Nas, thank you for listening to your students and I will always remember your jump scares and your randomness. Ms. Bazadua for helping me explore the world and always encouraging us to go on the right path. And Mr. Gabatsu, even though you just got here this year, you have truly made an impact on all our lives and set us up for a great future. As well as Ms. Cadena, you have a wonderful personality which has always made me laugh and smile every morning. I cannot forget Mr. Coram for helping me get into my dream school, UCSD. Thank you for reading my essays and always saying your funny quotes when we enter and exit the classroom, like you say, straight thugging forever. I also cannot forget all the middle school teachers who've stuck by us up until now. Your encouragement and support means the world. Lastly, to Mr. Luna and Colonel Sick, thank you for helping create such a great school. If it weren't for your hard work and dedication, this wouldn't have been possible. And to all the other teachers and staff on campus, thank you so much for supporting us through it all. Your support and efforts truly made an impact on all of us, and you will never be forgotten. I also want to thank my parents, the most hardworking people I know. Thank you for always supporting me and pushing me to always strive for more and to never give up or settle for the bare minimum. If it weren't for your constant encouragement and efforts, I wouldn't be where I am today. I know I can be a pain in the butt, but I sure hope I make you guys proud. Thank you, y los quiero mucho. And to my friends, thank you for making me laugh and smile every day, for encouraging me and for helping me in and out of school. I truly love and appreciate all of you. And with that, now to talk about the class of 2025. The last 4 years have flown by and even beyond those 4 years. As many of you know, this was not always our campus, which means most of us have been together since 6th grade, making a total of 7 years dedicated to being part of SLA. From COVID 8th grade graduation to the school field trips like our 7th grade Pathfinders trip where half of us got food poisoning and the other half was left without water. Or the junior trip where we got to explore on our own, sleep over with our friends, make candy salads, celebrate Ezra's birthday, have fun in the pool, and get food when we got back to our very nice hotels. And I say that with quotations because if you know, you know. But even on our own campus, we have created memories that will last a lifetime, like our annual Harvest Festival, which we have grown to Volmar State Fair, and our freshman cross-country team that will always be everyone's favorite. Thank you to our wonderful coaches, Loman and Carrillo. But the memories I'll cherish the most are the ones we've made this last year, all of our last. The ones where we cried, laughed, smiled, where we got dressed up and danced the night away, or the ones where we sat on the grass and admired the beautiful sunrise and sunset. All of these last have helped me realize how loved you can be and how life can shine when you have people like you all to make it brighter. I'm grateful for each minute spent together. All of you are my best friends and my family. I say this a lot, but we are like siblings. We might not all get along and we might fight at times, but just like how we fight like siblings, we also love each other like siblings. And I am not ready to leave any of you in this next chapter, so I'm glad we are all in agreement that we will be having a reunion next year. I've been getting many requests. But in all seriousness, you guys, they say you never know how special someone is until you lose them. But I've always known you were all special to me. Thank you for all the laughter, memories, and pure happiness you have helped me experience. You all are going to do amazing things in life and prosper. May all your dreams come true, and may you be led down the right path. May you live your lives to the fullest, or as I always say, YOLO. I love you all so much. This is one of the biggest heartbreaks of my life. I swear I was at school more than I was at home, and I'm not ready to leave you all, but it's time, and as we know, once a lion, always a lion. Thank you so much, and congratulations to y'all. We made it.
Thank you, Natalie. Please welcome our next speaker to the podium, our principal, Mr. Michael Luna.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I have 3 brief messages that I want to give to everybody here. But before I start that, I want to acknowledge and recognize that every single person sitting or standing on this field is making history. The graduating class of 2025 has has been creating history as they've gone on their journey here with us, whether they've been with us here for 1 year or 7 years. And my first message is to our Lion families and the community that supports us. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. There is no greater privilege or honor than to be the principal of the San Jacinto Leadership Academy, and for our families to entrust us with their children's education means the world to me. So I would like to give our families a huge round of applause. Thank you. Next, I would like to recognize every single education leader that works for the San Jacinto Unified School District. And I say education leader because here at the Leadership Academy, our teachers are education leaders. Our security staff is education leaders. Our nutrition staff are education leaders. Education leaders are those that make a difference in the lives of our cadets every single day. And so as I look to my right and I look to my left and I recognize the education leaders behind me, our Board of Trustees and our superintendent, I want to say thank you. Thank you for all your continued support to the San Jacinto Leadership Academy, and thank you for getting our cadets to where they are today. So I give you a round of applause. Thank you, education leaders. And finally, to the cadets of the class of 2025. As I was standing watching you enter the field this evening, there was no prouder moment in my life than to see you guys come down. Some of you I've got to know over the last 7 years as your PE teacher, and those were some really fun times as I was trying to capture your attention through a screen during the dark times, and I was yelling at you through that monitor to say 10 more push-ups, and you went black on me and said, "I'm not there." To evolve into your assistant principal and supporting you with our founding principal, Colonel Sick, and then also with our former principal, Mr. Shepard. And then finally, Dr. Record starting the school year off for us as our interim principal. For me to come back and to finish with you guys has been a blessing in my life, and I will forever cherish and remember the memories that we've built. As you continue on to forge your path, I want you to remember a few things. Yes, I'm going to say it one more time. You can always show that lion pride as you go about your journeys, okay? I go back to the 4 C's that were instilled in us, right? Remember those as you continue your journey. But as I heard Natalie say it, we are a family. And that's something that we will always share and always have. So I want you to remember that. And the final thing I'll leave with you is a saying that she had said as well. And for our families, this goes for you too. Once a lion, always a lion. Thank you. Now I would like to welcome our San Jacinto Unified School District Superintendent, Dr. Pyle.
Well, welcome families, parents, grandparents, other family members, students, but most importantly, the graduating class, first ever of 2025. Welcome. It was just over a year ago that a few of you cadets who are sitting in front of me now attended one of our school board meetings with the request. You had a dream. I would even call it a vision for myself and our Board of Trustees to hold your high school graduation here at SJLA. You didn't want to be defined by anybody else. And guess what? You're here and we're doing it because of you. Thank you. Although it's already been said a couple of different times, I think it's important to thank all of the staff. This wouldn't be possible for you without you, the parents, and I'm extremely excited to welcome former Superintendent Dr. Sherry Fox and former Principal Colonel Sick for their words of wisdom. They also had a dream. They also had a vision. They made a commitment to get to the point where we are today, and I couldn't be prouder to be leading this school district along with our school District Board of Trustees. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for braving the weather. A little bit of rain isn't going to stop this. So you guys did it. Congratulations.
I would now like to introduce our first keynote speaker. She was instrumental in the establishment of the San Jacinto Leadership Academy. Please join me in welcoming retired San Jacinto Unified School District Superintendent Dr. Sherry Fox to the stage.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to the first graduating class of SJLA. What an exciting accomplishment, one of many more to come. Tonight, I want to take you back in time before most of you were born and to tell you about the birth of your school. As one of Dickens' stories starts, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Great things were happening in San Jacinto. The economy was booming, new businesses were coming in, and people were moving to our beautiful valley. And then the Great Recession hit. Businesses closed, people lost jobs, and families moved in with other family members outside of San Jacinto. I don't know if you know, but schools are funded based on the number of students they have. Our school district lost over 500 students over the course of 2 years. With less students, less employees were needed. We began laying off some of the best and the brightest employees, our newest employees. If you were to ask me what was the toughest decision and worst time of my 40-year school career, without hesitation, I would tell you it was during the years of the Great Recession. Now, it may not look like it, but I'm a fighter by nature. No way were we going to continue to lay off people and cut programs. We had to find a way to get people outside San Jacinto to choose our school district. What could we offer that was unique to our valley and that other districts did not have? What could we offer that parents would be willing to drive their children to, choosing our district over their neighborhood school? We had listened to our community over the years, and we knew they wanted their children challenged academically, to be in an environment where children followed the rules and treated each other with respect, to be in a place where leadership skills were valued. And believe it or not, they loved the idea of uniforms. With that information in mind, your school was born. There was only one problem. We had no money. We had just laid off people for 2 years in a row. How were we going to convince our board and our unions that we were not insane? At first glance, the notion of opening a new school during a recession appeared completely insane. However, we knew that we had open portables at Record Elementary, so facilities weren't an issue. We had declining enrollment, so we could transfer staff from one site to another. The biggest issue, however, was how are we going to pay the administrator? Enter Colonel Sick. When I interviewed him for the job, I asked him, "How are you as a recruiter?" He responded confidently, "Excellent." And I said, "Well, you better be. To open the school, we need at least 45 students from outside our district to choose us in order to pay you." He was tireless in his recruiting efforts, and the rest, as they say, is history. Year after year, we had a wait list of people wanting to come to SJLA. My greatest leadership skills were learned in the birth of your school, and they apply to you as you take your next steps. First, many times in life, you will have to just move forward with your decision, even if it means you're scared. As Michael Jordan said, I missed 100% of the shots I didn't take. I would be lying if I said I was not afraid our plan might bomb, and I had an updated resume ready just in case it did, and I ended up getting fired. But that brings me to lesson 2. Surround yourself with excellent people who can guide and advise you. Listen to them. They will have different and oftentimes better ideas than yours. Empower them to lead alongside you. Together you can build an even better dream. And finally, lesson 3, celebrate the small wins with each other. Enjoy each small win along the way, which will eventually lead to your major wins. Nobody gets there alone. You are here tonight because of all the people who helped you along the way. Celebrate them and thank them. Thank you, and congratulations to the 2025 graduating class of SJLA.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. I would now like to introduce our second keynote speaker. This gentleman needs no introduction. He was also instrumental in the establishment of the San Jacinto Leadership Academy. We would like to welcome the San Jacinto Leadership Academy's former principal, who has come to us all the way from his retirement sanctuary in Arkansas, Colonel Bill Sick.
So how do you like my Arkansas weather so far? Should I take it back to Arkansas with me tomorrow? Maybe so, huh? Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mike, for that warm introduction. And Ms. Penalosa and board members, Dr. Pyle and the cabinet members, and all the staff, as I see out there. So many familiar faces, so many stars who make this district what it is. It's a great district. It's an awesome district. And I'm so proud to come back and have an opportunity to speak to you tonight. I'm also here with the First Lady of SJLA, my wife, Robin. And talk about a great First Lady and all the support that she has provided for me through an Air Force career, through a career as a principal, and we're going on 49 years married this year. So. And as mentioned, the best teachers on the planet, off to my right, San Jacinto Leadership Academy's finest. You guys are awesome, and look what you guys did, You know, and lest I forget all the families out there. Without you, we wouldn't have these sitting here in front of us. You would not given us the raw materials to be able to have this day, and I know you're rightfully proud of everyone who is graduating this evening. Now, having relocated to beautiful Northwest Arkansas, I admit that I have not quite mastered Arkansan. I'm not alone in this deficiency. There are many transplants from all over the world in Northwest Arkansas due to Walmart Global Headquarters being located there. In fact, Tyson Foods and J.B. Hunt are also headquartered in my neck of the woods. But when I engage a true Arkansan, I mean, you know, sometimes it's y'all, sometimes it's all y'all, and I just get confused. But Robin tells this story best because when we needed a plumber, we called Gerald. Now, Gerald is a true Arkansan, and he showed up, and he was a smart master plumber, and he did everything great and in his bib overalls. Great guy, very sociable, very likable, and at one point in conversation, he remarked, "You know, Robin, now in the energy department, I want to tell you, Californians rate about a 5, and some of us Arkansans, well, about a 2, but we always get the job done. But regardless of language, dialect, or twang, class of 25, y'all looking mighty fine out there." There you go. Well, tonight there are many topics that are near and dear to my heart and that I could speak from, but how many different ways can I encourage you to be leaders? You know, the people who influence the outcome, the ones who say the right things and do the right things that move and motivate the team to higher and higher achievements. And I'm pretty sure that each of you could give my remarks from memory on character, communication, competence, and citizenship, my 4 pillars of influence. Or I could encourage you to always demonstrate the hustle factor. But you already know how to focus on the task at hand. You already know how to maintain a positive attitude. And you already demonstrate a competitive spirit by never giving up. You know, I have evidence, you know. Remember all those order of the day exhortations that you created? Like Monday, August 9th, 2021. A new chapter is starting in your life. Remember, life is about the adventure to explore while you have fun. This is going to be great. And then Tuesday, the next day, this is the time to make your dreams happen. And Tuesday a week later, demonstrate the hustle factor in all that you do. And Friday, August 20th of 2021, be positive in your attitude. How you look at life will drive how you live your life. Drive it with positive attitude. And then Tuesday, August 24th, never give up. You can never lose if you keep trying. These are all from your first month as true freshmen, arriving on a new campus setting, having not been on a school campus for over a year. And each of these is great advice for anybody at any time. So, Colonel, what's on your mind tonight? And I'm so glad you asked. The last time I stood at a microphone in front of you, it was 3 years ago. And in my parting comments, I encourage you to dream big. We've heard a little bit about that tonight already. And Dr. Fox, as you look at these faces of the class of 25, I wonder if you're looking at the reality of your vision, the dream big origins of what is now the Leadership Academy. It was you and Mr. John Norman. I didn't John Norman didn't make it tonight. Well, we got to bring John Norman up because he is a great leader, and this valley owes him a great debt because with Dr. Fox, the two of them wanted to provide more opportunities for our families here in San Jacinto, and together they recognized this community was very patriotic, very proud of its military members, and they waved the flag at every chance they could, and still do. So it just made sense. Why not a school that borrows from military traditions and structures to teach and grow a culture of leadership? And the two of you set out to build a team to make it happen, and that's where I got involved in the story. Now, you've heard a little bit about that conversation that we had, and here's a little bit more. In fact, you guys are a class of firsts. And so this is the first time I think I've ever shared this much of the conversation that we had. But it goes something like this, because I'll never forget, like it was yesterday, that July day in 2010. I got a call from the superintendent's office inviting me to meet the next morning. And I must be honest, the first thought that raced through my mind was, what have I done? Well, I was punctual for that meeting, and after Dr. Fox explained the desire to provide greater opportunities and being responsive to the needs of the families in our community, she looked me in the eye, leaned in across the table and said, Colonel, you've got a good gig going on at the high school, and you may think I'm crazy, but do you think you could adapt the leadership principles that are proving to be successful there to the middle school level? I was so honored that she would put that level of trust in me that I immediately accepted. And 15 years later, here we are, living that dream. So 3 years ago, I exhorted you to dream big. And you being here tonight is evidence that you were listening. And looking at the posts on the SGLA's website, all the college acceptances and the scholarships amply supports the fact that you dream big. Excuse me. And just going back and reading with pride your orders of the day, all of you teamed up to create a sophomore class, and then a junior class, and now a senior class. And being a diehard Trekkie, you guys are like the crew of the Starship Enterprise, going where no one goes before. Yeah, you can laugh. It was my attempt at humor tonight. There you go. And not only teaming up with your fellow cadets, you trusted your teachers and administrators for mentorship, and you molded and shaped what it means to be a San Jacinto Leadership Academy Lion, the pride of San Jacinto. And the Leadership Academy, you know, just didn't happen. Like all significant happenings, it was born out of a powerful vision, nurtured by trust, and built by selfless teamwork. Class of 25, you played an integral role in this SGLA journey. So tonight, as you close this chapter of your journey, I encourage each of you to dream even bigger. In doing so, here's what I want you to remember. Just 4 things. First, never underestimate the power of your vision, your idea, your dream. And the deeper you commit to bringing your vision, your idea, your dream into reality, the more power it will generate within you. It'll get you up in the morning without an alarm clock. It will encourage to sustain you even when the going gets tough. It's been said that success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. But don't underestimate the power of that 10% of inspiration. And the 90% perspiration is my second point. You learn that you can do hard things. Any vision, idea, or dream must go from the I want for it stage to the I want to work for it stage. So in pursuit of your even bigger aspirations, embrace the challenges. You can do hard. You got this. When you do in the midst of your challenges, I should say it this way, what you do in the midst of your challenges molds and shapes who you are more than at any other time in this journey we call life. I should probably repeat that. You guys are ready to quote that. You're going to put that somewhere. It's what happens in the tough times that makes you who you are. Okay? 2 quick points. Don't go it alone. We are wired for community. We always do better when we get a buddy. That's someone who appreciates your vision, idea, or dream. That person who can encourage you. Sometimes it's a mentor and a technical advisor. I would tell you that, Dr. Fox, you were my mentor and technical advisor for years, and I appreciate that very much. But more often, it's that person who can authentically challenge your status quo. Maybe to put it like this, that's the person who'll call you out in such a way as to bring out your very best. Now, that person for me is my first lady. And for years, she's the person who could tell me straight. And I appreciate that. So find a buddy, someone who can make your dreams reality with you, trust their judgment, and when the 2 or 3 or as many as you can get, that's when teamwork makes the dream work. There you go. Last thing for tonight, timing. Life has taught me 2 things about timing. Be prepared and never quit. Every challenge, every task, no matter how small, is an opportunity to be prepared and ready for the next step, the next goal, the next level up towards your vision, your idea, your dream. And that's why you can never quit. Never quit on your vision or your purpose. Dare I say, it's your destiny. Just a little bit more about timing. One more story. I've learned we don't control the timing. Think about this. Getting the first graduating class to this commencement took 15 years. It's mathematically possible that SGLA could have had their first high school commencement in 2017. Stuff happens, and you know what kind of stuff I mean. We don't control the timing, so be prepared and never quit. Here we are, and maybe, just maybe, we're here all working for you to have been the first. Now, speaking of timing, I would tell you that, no kidding, 50 years ago, my vision, my idea, my dream was to be a football coach and teach PE. Now, through a series of fortunate circumstances, I became an Air Force pilot and earned the rank of full colonel. Then, through a fortunate set of circumstances, I became a teacher and a principal. And then I retired a second time, moved to Arkansas, and signed up to be a substitute teacher, thinking that would make a great opportunity to give back and make a difference. Now, can you imagine me greeting you at the door? Good morning. I'm Colonel Sick. I'll be your teacher today. I had so much fun with that. Now, this led me to a long-term substitute position that included, you guessed it, PE and helping out with the freshman football team. Yes, I am a certified football coach in the state of Arkansas. It only took 50 years, but for the last 90 days, I've been living the dream. So dream big. As you receive your diploma, may it always be a reminder that you can do hard things, that you can be prepared, and you can prepare yourself by doing each task well and the next task even better. Let it be the reminder that you are not done yet. Let it be a reminder to you that the best is yet to come. Congratulations, class of 25. You did it. God bless, Godspeed, and thank you very much.
Next, I would like to introduce you to the San Jacinto Leadership Academy's 2 of the top 14 speakers. Please welcome first to the stage our salutatorian and SJLA's Student Board Representative, Miss Brianna Pla.
Hello, families, teachers, board members, and the class of 2025. Thank you for being here to witness SGLA's first graduation. I'm Brianna Pla, and I have the honor of speaking to you all as SGLA's first salutatorian and student board member tonight. Serving in this role has given me the opportunity to be a voice for our students and has taught me valuable lessons of leadership and advocacy. I've had the privilege of witnessing our growth from a unique perspective, and ever since 6th grade, I've seen the strength, creativity, and heart this class holds. That's what makes tonight special, not only because graduation is bittersweet and we're leaving behind people we've grown up with, but because we are the first. The class of 2025 is making history as the first graduates from San Jacinto Leadership Academy. We are the beginning of something new, and everything we've done now becomes a part of SGLA's history from this day forward. We are the legacy. With this legacy comes a lesson that being first doesn't mean having it easy. We're the guinea pigs. We've taken a step when there's no one before us to follow. It means creating a path for others to walk on, and that's exactly what we've done. You go to school with people for almost a decade, you get to know them for a large portion of your life, and then just like that, there's a huge possibility that you'll never see them again. And even if we weren't close friends or frequently spoke with each other, it still feels surreal. This is the last time we're all going to be together in one place at the same time. High school is over, and we're all moving on to different states, new people, jobs, and one day families of our own. Regardless of whatever it is that you plan and you envision for your future, I just know that each and every one of you sitting in this crowd tonight will make a lasting impact in this world, big or small. SGLA and the people in it have shaped me in ways I'd never forget, and I'll forever be thankful for that. I'm sure many of you feel the same way. As we gather here tonight to celebrate one of the greatest accomplishments into this new beginning, I want to take a moment to personally acknowledge the people who have supported and helped me become the person I am today. And I invite you all to also reflect on those who have supported you throughout this journey. To my mom, you give me resilience, sacrifice, love, and most of all, the gift of life. You work endlessly to provide for our family, and I want to be as hardworking and as passionate as you when I grow up. Sorry I could be a little bougie and expensive at times, but you provide me everything I needed. Everything you do, I know you do is for the familia, and that love is priceless. You taught me that with God's will and self-determination, anything is possible. Thank you for being my listener, my protector, and my best friend. I couldn't have asked for anyone better to call my mom. To my dad, you've been stern but patient, and even through the countless mistakes I've made, you've offered protection, support, and unconditional love. I know you miss your little Boricua, the one who we bossed and did ninja flips with, but your Biloca is still here. I'll always be your baby. I'm eternally grateful knowing that you treated me as your own, and your love has shaped me the person I am today. Thank you, Dad. To my grandma, Abuelita, gracias por siempre estar a mi lado desde que nací. Me enseñaste a hablar español y me enseñaste que el amor empieza con sí mismo. You taught me that true love begins within. Only when we learn to be kind to ourselves can we truly love others. Thank you for always letting me know how beautiful I am and special I am, and I'll always be your sunshine. Te amo, abuela. And lastly, to my family, I don't know how I would have done it without you guys. And to my beautiful friends, thank you for being the people who I could be my true self with. Whether we've been good friends since middle school or bonded more recently this year, these years have been unforgettable. Your love means the world to me, and I'll cherish the fun memories for the rest of my life. Go forward and do great things, because I know you will. I'll be cheering you all on. As we continue to have gratitude for our loved ones, I also want to thank our SGLA family. To our amazing teachers, thank you for your patience, your lessons, and never giving up on us, even when we were hard-headed at times. To our school board members, thank you for supporting our vision and building a foundation that allowed us to thrive. And to our principal and former principal, Coach Luna and Colonel Sick, thank you for leading with heart and pride and pushing our school to be what it is today. You have been there every step of the way in this 7-year journey and have raised us with high standards and belief in who we could become. At SGLA, we have a culture that stands out to others. Growing with these wonderful people made me realize I have a home away from home. You guys are my second family, which sounds corny, but it's true. I would be lying if I said I wouldn't miss you all tonight. We were the first to take this leap, and now we leave something behind. We built the foundation and created a legacy that will live on through every future class that walks. That is something no one can take away from us. SZA once said, "I'm just trying to be present and not let anything rob me of this moment." So I ask that we're all present tonight. Let's celebrate what we've built and who we've become, because we only get to do this once. Thank you and have a good night. Hua.
Next, I would like to introduce San Jacinto Leadership Academy's valedictorian. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Jade Diaz.
Sorry, let me just take a moment to take this in. It's so beautiful. Good evening, everyone. My name is Yeri Lopez Diaz, and I am honored to stand before you today as the valedictorian for the first graduating class at SGLA. If my younger self saw me here standing today before hundreds of people in front of a podium, she would be shocked beyond comprehension. It was a long and certainly difficult way to get to this point in my life. I still remember my first day of first grade here in the United States as a 5-year-old kid. Yes, first grade, not kindergarten. Fortunately, later on the district found out that they had placed me in the wrong year, but my first months of school in first grade were brutal. Can you imagine being a 5-year-old in school and not knowing a single word in English? I remember going to breakfast every morning at my school, holding my mom's hand, but with a heart full of fear and embarrassment. I felt scared, not being able to communicate with my teachers, and embarrassed for not understanding the words on the homework. But most of all, I felt embarrassed for not being able to help my mom understand what the school ladies told her. I felt powerless. One day, however, during breakfast hour, I met a girl. I don't remember her name, but I remember she did not speak Spanish and knew very little English. So truly, I am not sure how we ever communicated. All I know is that she was my best friend. Shortly after, we befriended a girl named Karina, who knew both English and Spanish. Bless her heart, because she translated everything for us. And I will never forget all of her help, even when the teachers refused to help me. She was the reason I stopped being in detention for not being able to read the homework and turn it in when it was supposed to be turned in. But since then, I have learned English, and slowly, people and the experiences at SGLA have helped me regain my confidence. I went from being the shy girl who was so scared to speak her mind to speaking to you all today with a heart full of pride. I am so beyond blessed and thankful to God for allowing me to grow up with so many amazing people and for giving me so many opportunities to learn, even when the lessons have been hard. I will miss all the times we skipped class to help Walmart set up for the Harvest Festival. I will miss Mr. Kabatsu's inspirational speeches about investing and life lessons. I will miss all the memories from my freshman year cross country, and I will miss all the teachers who never failed to give us the very needed reality checks. But most of all, I will miss being so close to so many people for so many years. That is something not very many people get to miss. Even though this is the end of an era, I urge you all to be excited for this new chapter that we are blessed to be able to step into. Always remember that even when things are hard, that every single thing happens for a reason. I have learned that even when the things we want do not go our way, that is just God's way of redirecting us and giving us something even better. Know that whatever you lose, God will not allow that to be the best thing you ever had. He will bless you with something even better. So stay strong and never lose sight of your dreams. Now, I would like to dedicate this part of my speech to two of the most important people in my life, who are the reason why I stand here today, my mom and dad. There are no words that can describe all of the sacrifices that my parents have made to pave a path that will lead me to a better future where I can experience all of the things that they were never able to experience. My parents sacrificed their dreams, left their homes, their families, and everything that they knew to give my brothers and I everything and more. I am eternally grateful and blessed to be the daughter of immigrant parents and proud to be Mexican American. Mami, papi, les quiero dedicar esta parte de mi discurso a ustedes dos, las personas más importantes en mi vida. Ustedes dos se merecen el sol, la luna, las estrellas y toda la felicidad del mundo. No hay palabras para describir lo orgullosa que estoy de todo lo que han logrado. Mami, papi, les quiero dar las gracias por toda la vida llena de amor y apoyo que me han brindado. Ustedes dos me dieron las alas para cumplir todos mis sueños hoy. Y hoy estoy aquí parada frente a cientos de personas y llevo alrededor de mi cuello todos estos listones y medallas gracias a ustedes y sus sacrificios y todo su apoyo. Todos mis logros también son sus logros. Y con todo el orgullo de ser su hija, les digo que todo lo que he logrado y lo que seguiré logrando, gracias a sus sacrificios, hará una diferencia en el mundo. Muchas gracias por todo y los amo con todo mi corazón. Finally, to my peers who have been my friends and my family throughout these years, I would like to share this piece of advice that I hope will always stick with you wherever you go or wherever your path leads you. Always be present. It is truly so easy in the moment to want time to pass quickly due to irrelevant emotions such as embarrassment or even the fear of appearing dumb. Do not allow yourself to be stuck inside your head all the time instead of being alive during the beautiful moments in life. Allow yourself to be embarrassing and express exactly how you feel, because our time on earth is not infinite. As repetitive as it might seem to hear, it is so important to be your most authentic and humble self, because it is completely true that you start living once you stop caring about how others perceive you. Learn to be independent and different, and do the things that you love without the fear of not fitting in. Some of the most wonderful people in my life are the most different, and that is what makes them so incredibly special. Thank you all for being my second family, for all the laughs, and for all the beautiful memories that we shared. I wish you all happiness, success, and the strength to face any challenges that may come your way. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Jade. Great words of wisdom for the class of 2025. San Jacinto Unified School District Board of Trustees and Superintendent Dr. David Pyle, as principal of the San Jacinto Leadership Academy, I certify to you that these cadets, as members of the graduating class of 2025, have met the graduation requirements set forth by our school district. Dr. Pyle, if you would join me at the stage.
As superintendent of the San Jacinto Unified School District, I accept your certification that these students have met the graduation course requirements established by our district and grant them the honor of the presentation of diplomas.
Will the Board of Trustees please come forward for the presentation of diplomas? You'll be right here. Perfect, right there. So we have to just shake hands. Yep. And if you can move down, just right there. Perfect. Right there's perfect.
Good evening. Jade Lopez Diaz. Brianna Pla. Amanda Otto. Tyler Anderson. Chana. Joshua Neil Coleman. Kirk Jasper Garcia. Kaylin Chanel McWhorter. Kaylin Leona Moreno. Natalie Orozco. Jasmine Desiree Perez. Eliana Pina de Oro. Neve Leticia Stuve. Ryan Abdul Jawad. Esmeralda Lizette Acevedo. Rafael Jr. Acevedo. Anthony Alvarado. Jocelyn Natalie Alvarado. Brayden Bober. Joseph Bracamontes. Aiden Brownlee. Samantha Camacho. Elijah Castro. Chavero. Angel Chavez. Natalie Grace Contreras. Crystal Correa. Zoe Dagan. Miranda Delgado. Sky Diddock. Emilia Emery. Victoria Escoto Gonzalez. Ethan Flores. Jake Ganyapane. Isabella Gallardo. Jaden Azael Gallardo. David Garcia.
Andrew Jesting Golding. Melanie Gonzalez Aviles. Jair González Guerrero. Eli Daniel Granados. Chanel Grimaldo. Ariadne Gutiérrez. Kristen Hendricks. Isaac Hilton. Chloe Sunshine Ibarra. Megan Leffel. Angeline Estrada León. Mincy López Chávez. Carlos Martínez. Vicente Martínez. Isabel Medina. Jasim Moore Lacey. Erin Lynn Morgan. Eric Elias Nelson. Ezra Paul Holguín. Ruby Erica Ortiz. Erson Emanuel Pacheco Pérez. Kimberly Pérez. Carolina Richards. Natalie Habib Said. Melissa Santoyo. Armani Sharia Monet Smith. Bunting Smith. Jacob Smith. John Valenzuela. Kevin Gabriel Vargas. Ashley Marina Vasquez. Darion White. Marley Wylinski. Alexander William Skoughton. Roman Yáñez. Ernst Yumul. Sierra Sayas. Rebecca Zazueta. Graduates, please stand. Graduates, please hold your tassels. Graduates, please turn your tassels.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce you to the graduating class of 2025.
Think about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing